Hello?
Naggawa lang ako ng konting summary ng mga nauna natin. First day, second day, parang ganyan. Para may continue ko sa section 4. So ano pa yung dapat na naintindihan natin about yung sa day 1, introduction. Sa tingin ko, ang dapat na i-convey namin sa inyo during the session is that, ito na-learn ko from, kay Sir Randy. Sa tinagal-tagal kasi na binabasa ko na yung Divine Principles, 1991 ko pa unang nabasa yung Divine Principle, yung level 4, yung una ko nabasa. Hindi ko alam na ito pala yung main purpose kung bakit nating binabasa yung Divine Principle, yung introduction ng Divine Principle. And yung Divine Principle book, siya yung una kong binasa na book na cover to cover. At sa totoo lang, introduction pa lang nag-struggle na ako dahil hindi ko siya maintindihan. Hindi ko yung maintindihan dahil in the sense na nag-struggle ako dahil akala ko magaling ako sa reading comprehension. Alam niyo yon? Kasi kung kahit na bagyan niyo ako ng exam ng reading comprehension ng ibang time pressured, siguro dahil sa kayabangan ko, kaya kong ma-answeran yun ng 85 to 90% correct ako kung time pressured. Pero sa Divine Principle, hindi ko talaga, paulit-ulit ko siya yung na binabasa dahil hindi ko siya maintindihan. So nasira yung feeling ko na magaling ako sa reading comprehension. So kasi sabi ko pa rin, bakit kaya itong book lang na to? Bakit may mali sa book na to? So pinagdidiskitahan ko yung book. Parang siya lang yung pinakamahaba ng introduction. Usually 1 or 2 pages lang yung introduction niya, di ba? Ito napakadaming pages ng introduction tapos ang dami-dami pang sinasabi na hindi ko maintindihan. So, yun yun. So, according to kay Sir Randy, nalaman ko lang to na yun pala yung reason kung bakit natin binabasa yung Divine Principle is to what? To introduce Reverend Sang Myung Moon as the bearer of the new expression of truth. So, yung pala yun. So, diba, every time kasi na binabasa natin yung Divine Principle, every time that every time we hear lecture or attend lectures about the Divine Principle, meron tayong bagong insight, di ba? Ganon din sa Divine sa introduction. Lalo natin nakikilala si Father, lalo natin nakikilala yung value ni True Father as the bearer of the Divine Principle, as the one, or siya yung the one who God trusted to give the new expression of truth. So ano pa yung pangalawa naman na reason kung bakit natin binabasa yung Divine Principle at bakit ang haba-haba ng introduction ng Divine Principle. Para sa akin, ito yung isang reason to edify Reverend Sang Myung Moon. Ano ibig sabihin ng to edify? Yung edify na to, namit ko tong word na to, or yung edification sa multi-level marketing sa Network 21, na sinasabi nila na kailangan yung upline mo, i-edify mo. Ganun din dapat ang gagawin natin. As dapat alam natin na i-introduce or i-enlighten
Si Relina? Ako ba yung nawawala? Ay, si ate yung nawala. Sorry for the interruption, brothers and sisters. Ate, okay na po ba kayo?
So, dapat natin, yun, to continue, okay na? Naririnig na ako? Celine?
Yes po. Yes po, ate. Please.
To continue, it is to edify Reverend Sang Myung Moon amidst all the, syempre marami kasing mga negative news about Reverend Sang Myung Moon, maraming negative uh, na comments about him, but we need to, sino ba tayo to the Reverend Sang Myung Moon? When we receive the divine principle, when we read the divine principle, accepted the divine principle as the new truth, and accepted through Father as the Messiah, ano, and our true mother as the true parents of humankind, ano tayo? Naging ano tayo, di ba? Naging we became their Cain children, di ba? Kasi kung ang mag-edify or mag-enlighten ng sa kung ang true children ang magsasabi ng good things about Reverend Sang Myung Moon, ano sasabihin sa kanila ng mga tao? At sasabihin sa kanila ng tao, natural lang na ipagtanggol mo yan dahil ama mo yan, ina mo yan. Parang ganyan, di ba? They are your parents. Kaya iano mo yan, i-uplift mo yan, tapos sasabihin mo na hindi ito totoo. Pero kapag ibang tao, tayo as Cain children of our true parents, anong mangyayari? Pag tayong nagsasabi at galing sa ibang bansa, anong sinasabi? Iba-iba tayong nation, iba-iba tayong mas iba't ibang klase ng tao magsasabi as Cain children of Reverend Sang Myung Moon, mas kapani-paniwala siya dahil hindi naman tayo kaano-ano ni Reverend and Mrs. Sang Myung Moon, di ba? Ganon. Pero ang pinaka matindi o pinaka mahalaga, the most important people wherein we should be edifying through Father or enlightened through Father who was our true Father is sino? Ito sabi dito, meron akong the prophet without honors. Ito naranasan ni Jesus Christ. Sabi niya, wala daw prophet na tinatanggap yung pagkapropeta niya sa kanyang town, sa kanyang bansa. Yung town dito, it means a nation, a region, or kung saan man siya kilala, di ba? Saan siya pinanganak. His relative and his own home. So, dito si Jesus pa nga, di ba? Itong meron to sa Luke, itong prophet without honor, meron tong account kay Luke, kay Matthew, at kay John. Meron siyang ganito. Pero sa tingin ko, ang pinakamagandang account na tungkol dito sa prophet without honor is, siyempre, si Father is the Messiah and he's also considered a prophet sa modern times natin into the completed text, which is we call sa divine principle or sa unification na completed testament age na prophet din si Father. So wala daw tinatanggap sa kanila, especially sa kanyang family, sa kanyang sa relatives niya at sa kanyang home. So, nangyari na ba ito kay Father? Nangyari na ba ito kay Mother sa tingin nyo? Kay Jesus nangyari sa kanya. In fact, sabi sa kanya, kung babasahin nyo itong Mark 6, chapter 6, makikita nyo hanggang 21 yata to or 30. Ang sinasabi dito, ang tawag pa nga sa kanya, nababaliw na siya, nasisiraan na siya ng bait. Ganun na sinasabi nung kanyang mga relatives sa kanya. So, doon sa Rally of Hope, ano ba sinabi doon? Kung maalala niyo sa Rally of Hope, may isang speaker doon na nagsabi na nung 2008 saka 2009, yung daw yung global economic crisis na nangyari nung 2008 2008 and 2009 ay mas malala pa, ay yung COVID, yung pandemic ngayon, ay mas malala pa sa crisis noong 2009. Pero alam nyo ba, nung yung 2006 na rin yung 2008 to 2000 na yun din yung nagkaroon ng problema sa ano, 'di ba? Within the true family, wherein yung mga karamihan ng mga anak ni father is nagkaroon sila ng problema, and then I think may kinalaman yun, nagmanifest yun sa global crisis na yon. So, meron talagang ganun kahalaga. Ang gusto ko lang sabihin sa inyo, ganun kahalaga, kung ano man nangyayari kay Reverend Moon, nagmamanifest kay True Father, nagmamanifest sa world level, not even world level, but global level or cosmic level, di ba? So, kung ano nangyayari sa family niya. So, as teen children, isa sa ating mga ating tawag dito, isa sa ating mga mission is to gawin yung kung ano yung mission natin as Cane children is to edify our at never, yun nga, we should never leave our true parent side, yung mainstream providence, di ba? Yung sinasabi natin na mainstream providence. Of course, the children of our true parents are their children na, pero sabi ni Father, wag natin problemahin yung mga anak niya, yun yung gusto ko lang i-emphasize dito. Ang sabi ni Father, wag natin problemahin yung anak niya, mga anak niya. Siya ang bahala sa kanila. Mag-concentrate tayo sa mainstream providence. So, pero dapat meron tayong magandang sagot pag tinanong tayo ng mga tao tungkol sa mga yan, alam natin even sa sarili natin. At sana hindi yun maging way or daan para to leave our true parent side, to leave parent side, kundi to stay with them as the Cain children of true parents. Kasi sabi naman ni Father, babalik sila. Sa totoo lang yung mga nauna, yung mga babae na medyo nawala, bumabalik na sila ngayon, di ba? So, yun. Yun yung mga nangyari. So, yun yung dapat yung maintindihan. Sa tingin ko, maintindihan sa day 1 natin, yun yung aking pinaka-summary. And sa day 2, ano yung pinag-usapan natin? Sa section 1, di ba? Ano yung dual characteristic of God and the created universe? Ang una sa tingin ko na dapat nating naiintindihan sa dual characteristic, it is in practical plain words, it is inevitable for any human being not to have a partner. Anong ibig sabihin nito? So, sa section 1 kasi sinasabi na we are kasi na inherent and natural sa atin na create tayo ni God na may ka-partner. Yin and yang, di ba? Yung dual characteristic of yin and yang. So meron tayong kung sinasabi natin na approximately ang tao ng buong mundo ngayon is 7.8 billion people. So about 3.9 billion, tama, ang babae at ganun din yung lalaki. Pareho lang yung bilang niya. Nagkakataon lang na sa isang country like Korea, mas maraming mga brothers doon. Kasi yan, fatherland yan, so mas maraming brothers. Pero ang Japan, mas maraming babae dahil country yon, di ba? Sa Pilipinas, dahil second daughter nation tayo, mas madami ding babae. Pero pag pinagsama mo yan, pareho lang yung bilang sa tingin ko, pareho lang yung bilang ng lalaki at saka babae. So, yun. Kaya nga, mas maraming namamatch na Korean na lalaki sa bihira yung namamatch na Filipino na namamatch sa Korean na babae, di ba? Mas maraming Korean man ang namamatch sa mga Pilipina na babae. Filipino na babae. So, mayroon talaga tayong kamatch. Kahit na tulad ko, di ba, sabi ko nga kanina, 6 times ako, nasabi ko na ba? 6 times ako nag-apply ng matching. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na kukonti yung lalaki, kulang yung lalaki, hindi ganun yun. So, yun. So, in the future, relative to your blessing application, dapat malaman natin yun, na meron talagang isang tao na distinct sa inyo. At yung ano na yan, yung partner na yan is decided by the creator, di ba? Yun yung sa section 1 natin. Sino ba nag-decide? Sabi ni Father, ay sabi ni ng creator, ni God, sabi niya ganun, hindi. It's not good for man to be alone. Kaya nagbiligyan niya siya ng babae, di ba? And that finally, yung last, yung kapartner na ibibigay sa inyo yung opposite mo. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Opposite mo. Kung babae ka, lalaki yun. Yung partner mo dapat. Yun. Hindi po pwedeng babae sa babae or lalaki sa lalaki. Hindi pwede yun because that is against the natural law. And besides, ano po ibig sabihin? Ang matching natin sa unification movement, ano ang matching natin? It's not compatibility matching. Ano ibig sabihin ng compatibility matching? Na katulad ng pagkakaintindi ng secular world na kailangan meron yung kamatch nyo, meron kayong magkapareho. Yun nga, compatible kayo kasi meron kayong something similar to each other para hindi kayo mag-aaway. Dito sa sa atin, complementary matching. Ano ibig sabihin ng complementary matching? Kung ano yung meron ka, yun yung wala nung kamatch mo. Kung ano yung meron yung match mo, yun yung wala ka. Para kung maintindihan nyo, yung lahat ng ating mga illustration, parang circle, tapos pag pinagsama nyo, complete fit, di ba? Nagko-complete na fit siya. Yung ibig sabihin, perfect yung fit niya para ma-complete or maging perfect yung pagka-harmonize yan ng yin or yang, di ba? Ganun yung ibig sabihin ng yung partner should be opposite. So, hindi ibig sabihin dito pa pala sa inevitable for any human being to have a partner. Ano siya, hindi totoo yung hindi single blessedness na sinasabi nila. Hindi totoo yun sa you need a partner in order to find God. Sa section 2, ano naman dapat ang naaral natin dito? Sa universe of God exists even though He is invisible. Di ba naging mas yung existence ni God ay naging mas ibig sabihin napatunayan through the existence of the universal prime energy. Kasi di ba yung universal prime energy is invisible pero invisible pero alam mo na existing. Ganon din si God. So kahit na alam natin kasi di ba nakikita na natin through the common characteristic niya, pero nung pinag-usapan yung universal prime energy, mas napatunayan natin the existence of the invisible God. And then next is that all entities cannot do anything without the creator. Wala tayong magagawa kung wala yung creator, wala yung divine, yung universal prime energy na binigay niya sa atin parte-parte yung kaya lang natin na energy. So, subukan yung tanggalin ni God yung sun, anong mangyayari sa atin? Mamamatay tayo. Kung ang pinakaano doon, yung oxygen, tanggalin niya kaya ni God yung oxygen sa atin. 3 minutes, mamamatay tayo pag wala tayong oxygen. According to science. Then, the creators incredible consideration is evident through UPE, GTA, Universal Prime Energy, Give and Take Action, and for Position Foundation. Ibig sabihin, kahit na nagkasala ang tao, lahat ng basic needs natin, binibigay na pa rin ni God. Hindi niya hindi niya tinanggal sa atin yon para mabuhay tayo. Nakakapag-multiply tayo, nag-continue pa rin yung existence ng mundo kahit nagkasala yung Lord of the Creation na dapat maging Lord of the Creation yung human beings. So, sa third naman, bakit may purpose of dapat kailangan ng God ng ang reason kung bakit tayo may purpose of creation is that kailangan ng object partner ni God. Kung kailangan ng object partner ni God, kailangan din ng tao yung creation, especially human beings, ng object partner. Kung babae ka, di ang object partner mo is lalaki, kung babae ka, yun yung kailangan mo kung lalaki ka, kailangan mo ng object partner na babae. I'm telling you this relative to your application as blessing candidate. For human beings to be able to live for the sake of others, marami sa nyo, yung ibig sabihin ng living for the sake of others, yung interaction and interrelationship na sinasabi natin, na dinidiscuss natin sa section 1 at sa section 2 at saka sa section 3, is yung living for the sake of others. Yung practical application nun is yung living for the sake of others. So ang sino ba ang pinaka-model natin sa living for the sake of others? It is God. Kasi tayo yung object partner niya, yung the natural creation, di ba? And then for human beings to fulfill God's will, which is yung God's will is the fulfillment of the three great blessings, di ba? Yung God's will na sinasabi natin dito palagi, dapat maliwanag sa atin kung ano ibig sabihin ng God's will. Yung fulfillment of the three great blessings na wherein dapat individual perfection, then family perfection, then perfection of dominion. Now, let's section 4 na tayo. Konti lang naman to, 2 slides lang siya. So having learned all of that from section 1 to section 4, ano na ngayon yung original value natin? Ano daw yung process of the process and standard for the determination of original value? The original value of an entity is determined when it participates in an object partner of a God-centered four-position foundation. So anong ibig sabihin nun? Kailangan, para ma-determine mo daw yung iyong original value, kailangan na mag-participate ka into an object partner kay God.
Hello, Ate Relina.
Yes?
Ate Relina, yung screen hindi nag-move. A principle of creation pa rin lumalabas sa screen. Divine principle. Tapos yung hindi namin nakikita yung yung sa parang cover page mo yung lumabas sa sa screen. I-click mo yung enable editing ate, tapos saka mo slideshow. Enable editing. Kasi hindi namin nasundan yung mo kanina. Sorry. Hindi ko rin na
Okay. Gumagalaw na? Okay. Tama na?
nate, okay na. Yan na.
Okay, section 4, original value. So, the process and the standard of determination of original value. The original value of an entity is determined when it participates in an object partner in a God-centered position four-position foundation. So, kailangan para malaman mo daw para malaman mo yung original value mo, you need to participate. One is to needs to participate in an object partner uh, in a God-centered proposition foundation. Ito yung standard niya. Kailangan merong mag-participate ka into the object partner must need to participate in a four-position foundation sa God-centered four-position foundation by relating with the person. So, dapat by relating with the person as its subject partner. So, kailangan meron kang subject partner na tao. Okay? Kailangan mo ng tao. And parang so ang example natin, let's have an example. Kunwari hindi. Nung nag-apply kayo ng blessing, nung nag-decide kayo ng blessing, sino nagsabi sa inyo? Sino nag-convince sa inyo na Sino nag-convince sa inyo na mag-apply ng blessing? Sino ang nag-convince sa inyo na anyone from the participants? Sino nag-convince sa inyo na mag-apply ng blessing or ng matching? Tapos, bago blessing, matching muna, di ba pala? Pag single individual. Sino? Meron ba? Pwede bang marinig sagot ng isa sa mga participants? Sino nag-convince sa'yo? Parang, nandito ba yung second gen? May second gen dito, di ba? Na participant. Present ba siya? Yung song. Basta, brother yata yun di ba?
Songyong, ikaw yon. Walang iba. Hinahanap kami ate.
Sino nag-convince sa'yo? Kasi nung ang 6 years old pa lang yata yung anak ko, kino-convince ko na siya yung anak ko parang ganun. Kailangan, sabi, yung anak ko kasi, sinasabi ko, 6 years old pa lang pa yata siya, sinasabi ko na sa kanya. Sabi ko, anak ko, tagayain mo sila, mommy at daddy, magpapamatch sila, yun. So, syempre before that, pinaliwanag mo na kung ano yung blessing, sinabi mo na yung tungkol sa, may mga pinaliwanag ka na medyo simple pa na tungkol sa divine principle. Pero, kailangan kasi so, sa second gen, it is natural to expect na parents yung magsasabi sa kanya na magpa-bless ka. Pero dun sa mga first gen, usually yung abel mo o yung leader mo, di ba? So yun, kailangan, so dito, para makapag-enter ka into to God-centered para malaman mo yung value mo, yung original value mo is kailangan, so ang mangyayari, you as the blessing candidate, i-convince kayo, so magkikipagkaroon ka ng give and take action. Yung result ng give and take action mo sa which is your original value, yun. Kailangan kasi, which is your abel mo na magre-represent kay God, di ba? Kung if you are a first gen. Pero pag second gen ka, usually, yung parents mo to, na naka-centered kay God. Kasi yung original value is your yun. So parang ganun, kung yung result ng give and take action nyo, yun yung original value nyo. Kung basta as long as centered kay God, yung for position foundation. Since the center of the four-position foundation is God, it is God who sets the standard of its value. Ano ba yung standard nung and since God is absolute, the original value of an object partner determined in a relation to this standard must also be absolute. So kung si God dahil naka-centered kay God yung four-position foundation na to, yung standard din na sinet ni God, kasi naka-anchor yun, di ba? Saan ba naka-anchor yung standard ni God? Sa goodness, di ba? Sa internal sa internal character ni God, di ba? Which is goodness, love, goodness, truth yun. So, yun siya. So, yung value nun is, is absolute, di ba? It's not, absolute. Pag sinabi natin absolute, unchanging siya, di ba? Mula noon hanggang ngayon at bukas, ganun pa rin siya, para-paraw siya. So, yun. The original value of an object, so ang original value niya, dahil it comes from God, the original value of an object partner na nakipagkaroon ng interrelationship centered on the four-position foundation, yun din yung absolute din yung original value niya. Pero ang sinasabi dito, pero in reality, sa totoo lang, absolute siya. Kung talagang sumunod siya, absolutely din, di ba? Absolutely din. Nagiging nagiging conditional siya kung hindi siya perfectly. Kailangan kasi, di ba, para maging absolute, kailangan perfect din yung harmonizing, yung interrelationship, di ba? Pero kung hindi siya, nagiging conditional siya kasi nakadepende ngayon kay object partner na to kung gusto niyang mag-participate dun sa sa four position foundation na to na nakasento kay God. Kasi kung hindi siya kaya siya nagiging conditional to. Pero kung nag-participate niya kasi ang standard the object partner must be able to participate in a four position foundation four position foundation, dapat mag-participate siya. Pag hindi siya nag-participate, so magiging absolute yung value niya. Pero hindi niya magkukuha yung original value niya kapag hindi siya nag-participate. So, ang decision ay nasa kay object partner. Kasi from the beginning, absolute yung original value niya, di ba? Ano ba yung original value natin? Children of God, di ba? Inseparable kay God. Pero kung hindi ka, just like Adam and Eve, di ba? Meron siyang choice noon na sundin ba yung word ni Satan ay word ni God versus word ni Lucifer, di ba? Kung sinunod nila yung kung sinunod nila yung kung sinunod nila yung word ni God, not to eat the fruit, yung example na yun, di ba? Not to eat the fruit, then they would fulfill their original value, which is children of God, they become Lord of creation, and they will fulfill or accomplish kingdom of heaven here on earth, di ba? Pero hindi ganun ang nangyari. Kaya naging conditional yung pagiging, yung original value natin, nagiging conditional kung hindi yung isang tao hindi siya nag-participate dun sa four position foundation na naka-centered kay God. Kaya ito yung ibig lang sabihin ng ang ibig lang sabihin ng original value, you can mapupulpin mo lang yung original value mo as long as sumunod ka, mag-harmonize ka sa original na value mo. Eh kung hindi ka mag-participate, so that's ganun magkakaroon ng problema, and that's the end of the section 4.
Hello. Thank you so much, Ate Relina. Let's give a round of applause to Ate Relina. For those who are confused, actually, nirecap po ni Ate Relina yung mga napag-diskusyonan natin from last week until na-proceed siya sa topic natin for tonight, which is section 4, the original value. So, may mga katanungan po ba kayo? Or any clarifications? brothers and sisters? Maybe may mga nawawala pa po tayo or ano? Maghahanapan po ba muna tayo ng inspiration? Are we all good? Okay lang po ba tayong lahat, brothers and sisters?
Wala siya kasi.
So, to fill up with the missing link, yung iba pang kailangan nating maintindihan sa chapter 1, let's proceed to our next lecturer. We will only, ganito nang gagawin natin. We will summarize all of the sections after the 3 sections are done, are na-discuss na, pag na-discuss na natin yung 3 sections na yun. So, to present our next section, which is section 5, let us welcome, sino nga ang section 5? Kuya Julius. Let's welcome Kuya Julius Escleto. Please give him a round of applause.
Kaya can I have water and
Kuya Julius, are you ready na po? Please unmute yourself. Naka-mute po kayo. Kuya?
Walang marinig po. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Kuya.
Ano, okay na? Meron na?
Yes po.
Okay. Hello. Good evening, everyone. So, welcome again to our Divine Principle lecture. So, this time, we'll go to the section 5 of the chapter 1 of the Divine Principle, which is the process of the creation of the universe and its growing period. So the process of the creation of the universe. So in the Bible, it is recorded in chapter 1 of Genesis that the creation of the universe commenced with the creation of light out of chaos, void, and darkness. And then God created the waters and separated waters from the land. And after having created the plants, fish, birds, and mammals, he then created man. And all of this took for a period of 6 days. But according to the principle, the universe did not suddenly spring forth complete. In fact, its origin and development took an enormous length of time. What do you think? Yes or no? Yes, of course, no?
Yes.
Kasi if we observe, no, stages of growth ng tao, no, development, even yung pregnancy, it would took 9 months, not days, less than a week. yung sa ano, from infancy, we go to 1.5 years. To childhood, early childhood, or middle, 3 years to 5 years. So not days, no? So how much more the vast universe? So what is then the meaning of these 6 days? That was mentioned in chapter 1 of Genesis. So according to the principle, the biblical period of 6 days for the completion of the universe is not to be reckoned by the number of literal sunrises and sunsets. It symbolizes 6 ordered periods of time in the creation process. Now we understand, itong 6 days na to is not literal, no? Literal sunrises and sunsets. It means it symbolizes 6 ordered periods in the creation process, meaning 6 ordered time intervals in the creation process. Are you?
Yes.
Okay. To understand further, let's go to understand the growing period for the creation. So in Genesis chapter 1, verse 5, the Bible states, there was evening and there was morning. Ito yung first day of creation na na-complete. No? So, if we at it literally, ano? So, if you observe, no? There was evening and there was morning one day. So, after passing, no, the arrival of the morning, after passing the evening and night, would be second day. Because evening to midnight, another day, right? Midnight onwards, also another day. So it should be second day. But why the Bible states one day? So it is to show that all created beings, no, without exception, must pass through this growing period. So, which symbolizes by night. So ito, nakalagay dito. The Bible states one day to show that a creative being must pass through a growing period symbolized by the night before it reaches perfection, no, in the morning. So symbolized by morning also. Then as it greets this new morning, it can step forward and realize its ideal of creation. So here we can understand, no, yung one day na sinasabi, no, it's symbolized yung growing period and perfection, which is night and morning. So yung previous, now we can understand because we understand this one day na sinasabi sa Bible, no, yung 6 days. Not really a literal, no, 6 days or literal one day. No? Okay? So, let's go to the other slide. The 3 stages of the growing period. All creation reaches perfection by passing through 3 ordered stages of growth. The formation states, growth states, and the completion stage. So, no exception to creation. So if we put an example, no, in life on earth, so parang ano yan childhood, adulthood, and old age. Di ba? Yes or no?
Yes.
So in our ano also, academics, no, education, parang ano yan, primary, secondary, tertiary. In our life of faith, formation stage, when we learn the truth, then we believe the truth. Yes? And growth natin when we practice the truth. Completion, when we become one with the truth. Diba? So, the same thing, no? Everything, no, must pass through this growing period. With perfection. Okay? Adjo?
Aju.
True.
Human beings could not fulfill the purpose of creation. Why? Because they fell without completing the 3 stages of the growing period. Hence, in the renewed efforts to realize their purpose, human beings must pass through these 3 stages. The first human ancestor fell at the top of the growth stage. So all creation must pass through these 3 of growth. Our first human ancestor, Adam and Eve, did not fulfill the purpose of creation or individual perfection because they fell. They violated. Here in the realm of indirect dominion. So here in the realm of direct dominion, all things reaches perfection by passing through that growing period by virtue, autonomy, and governance provided or given by God's principle. But here for human beings, reach perfection, we have to fulfill our portion of responsibility. So, provided all and guidance by the principle. So, we understood why believe here that there is if we then will absolutely abide by that commandment in order for us to reach perfection, because that is the prerequisite for us to reach perfection. Because in this realm, God's indirect dominion, God does not interfere on our own by fulfilling our own portion of responsibility, provided also by the guidance with the principle. So, itong indirect dominion na to, it is also based on principle accomplishments. Now, the question is, why God endowed human beings responsibility? God
Wala.
Kuya Julius? Ako lang ba yung nag-stop si Kuya? Or lahat po tayo
Siya.
nakakaranas nito?
Nag-stop siya.
Nawala po si Kuya?
Wala.
Disconnect.
Oh. These are trying.
Tulad ng nangyari siguro sa akin kanina. Nag-ano siya.
Yeah.
Connect siya. Talagang na-disconnect.
Habang hinihintay natin si Kuya Julius, hindi po natin na lilimutan na pwede pang kumanta si Ate Maika. Tama po ba? Kasi po, nagkaroon ng interruption. Unexpected po yun. Baka po, dahil natapos na tayo sa section 4, ganon. Na naghihintay na matapos din yung section 5. Nakapag-isip-isip na po kayo, Ate Maika. Tama po ba?
Yes, yes.
Ang makakanta.
Okay. Oh.
Ready na po ba kayo, Ate Maika? Wala pa po si Kuya eh. Brothers and sisters, since we are still waiting, okay lang po ba na kumanta si Ate Maika? Okay lang po ba? Ba sa inyo
Baka po
yun?
antukin sila lahat.
Ay, ganun po ka-cold yung yung boses niyo, ate. Ganun po
Ay, hindi
kasi,
po.
nakaka-comfort ng heart. So, kaya, baka antukin sila. Sige na, let's give a round of applause to Ate Maika, brothers and sisters.
Miss Celine, pwedeng boses lang. I-ano ko muna, stop video ko muna.
Bakit po walang ano?
Nahiya talaga ako.
Huwag mo kayo mahiya.
Kuya Erwin, lagot ka sa akin.
Huwag mo kayo mahiya, ate.
Sige, sige po. Punta ko na hindi kumakanta ngayon lang po ulit. Pagpasensya niyo na po yung boses ko. Sige po. Nahiya ako. May kopya po, may kopya. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You are the one who makes me happy when everything else turns to gray. Kinakabahan ako. Isa pa. Kuya Erwin! Wait lang pa. Walang muna ako Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. You are the one who makes me happy when everything else turns to gray. Yours is the voice that makes me mornings and sends me out to the day. You are the crowd that sits quiet, listening to me in all the absence I made. You are one of the few things worth remembering. And since it's all true, how could anyone mean more to me than you? Sorry po, kinakabahan ako.
Give a round of applause to Ate Maika. Ang lamig ng boses ni Ate Maika. Ang galing, astig. We look forward to more performances in the future. Yes.
Teka lang ako kay Maika kasi hindi na siya kumakanta ngayon.
Thank you po, Ate Maika.
Thank
Kuya
you po,
Julius,
pagpasensya
okay
niyo
na
na
kayo?
po.
Kuya? Medyo sina-challenge talaga tayo ni God, no? Hindi ni God, ni Satan. Kailangan natin itong matapos no matter what. So, please hang on, brothers and sisters. Matatapos din natin to. Magiging victorious din tayo in the end.
Hello?
Kuya? Yes.
Yes, meron na. Yes, meron na.
Please share your screen po.
Yes, sir. Meron na.
Meron na, kuya.
Okay. Sorry. Naging unstable yung ano ko. Okay na? Clear na?
Po, yes po.
Yes.
Okay. So again, I will continue, no? Sorry. So I got into human beings with a portion of responsibility. Unlike
Screen, kuya.
other creation, ano? It is because,
PowerPoint.
Hindi naka-share yung PowerPoint ko yan.
saglit. Nawala ba?
Bohol Brothers daw nagpe-prepare ng intermission.
Oh, Bukal Brothers are preparing also a song for us. Wow. I super duper like na talaga this night session. Maraming talented.
Yan, mayroon na.
Yes, Kuya Julius.
Yeah.
Pero hindi pa
Yes,
rin.
mayroon na. Ano, why God is like the rest of the creation? Now, it participate in the work of creation. And also to earn honor over the creation as creators. Hello? Okay na?
Yes, Kuya.
Hello, meron na?
May nakikita na po kami.
Okay na?
Lumabas na kaya yung
Hello, meron
slide.
na? Oh, okay na. Okay. So again, no, why God endowed human beings with responsibility unlike the rest of the creation, no? It is because God wanted us as children, no, to inherit His creative nature and to participate in His, and also to earn ownership and be to rule. Yan, di ba? If I'm an architect, empire of buildings, making buildings and houses, anything, and also the responsibility to follow my footsteps. So from para makita and after a certain period of time, my retirement, I can bequeath my business to my children. The same with God, give this responsibility, this big. God wants to bequeath everything, in everything of this, creative nature, participate in God's work of creation, ownership as the creator. So, the realm of direct dominion. So, in the realm of direct dominion, in a subject, in a partner, and in heart, and in this realm, they freely and fully share in accordance with the will of the partner, realizing the purpose of taking come heart with God, with God. So if God is a personality, he must be no? So that's why of perfection of true love. We can understand, yung life na a life of living for the sake of God. Conditional love. Mahalin yung yung immediate, yung mother mo, father mo, yung relatives mo. Pero outside of your clan, mahirap. Lalo na pag yung kalaban mo, But Jesus Christ and our true parents showed what is true love. Yes or no? So when Jesus Christ was hung on the cross, he was spared by a soldier no? But he prayed to God, God forgive them, for they did not know of what they do. So that is true love, no? Loving your enemy, even your enemy. And through parents, through father, many things. So he was persecuted, but he didn't see anything. So that's why we can understand, that is uh, the realm of perfection, the perfection of the true love of God. So anong rewards natin na-fulfill natin yung responsibility na we reach of perfect. Yun na yung kanina. Here on earth, we will inherit the creative nature of God, participate great of create, and earn ownership and become worthy to rule over the creation as creators. And spirit world naman, anong natin doon? We become one in heart with God. Why? Because in kingdom, meaning the kingdom with on that king. Yes or no? So, diba?
Aju, Kuya, Aju.
Okay. So, that's why our life here on earth is a training ground. Training ground for, more importantly, for the next world. In God's kingdom in heaven. It is because we will live here on earth. 120 years, 100 or less than, no? But in God's kingdom in the spirit world, we live there for eternity. So if we don't practice that, we cannot live in that kingdom. No, because we cannot breathe. We will be suffocated. Because that is governed by the true love of God. Because that is kingdom. That is a personality of true love. Aju? Yes or no?
Aju.
So that's why we have to perfect responsibility. Aju?
Aju.
Hello?
Aju.
Okay, that's all. Thank you. Okay na. Thank you.
Let's give a
Thank
round
you
of applause to
po.
Kuya Julius.
Mm.
Sorry po, medyo nahihirapan. I think ang staff po ang medyo nagkakaproblema talaga sa internet connection. Nire-remind namin kayo na i-secure yung internet connection, pero kahit kami na-challenge on how are we going to stabilize our connection here. So we are sorry for our limitations, but we will try to improve in the next meeting. So for our last lecture for tonight, yes, let's proceed na sa next lecture. Let us welcome no other than our Kuya Herwin Kalinawan to discuss section 6 of chapter 1, the last section of chapter 1. So,
Yes. Kaya paki-exit ng screen. Send mo, Kuya Julius. Hindi ako makapresent.
Okay na?
Ano ba yun? Yes po, okay na po. Nakita ba? Ay. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Sir Andy. Good evening, sir. Good evening to Celine and brothers and
Good
sisters.
evening.
Good evening po.
The amazing lectures. So, so we are going to tackle about the section 6. This is very exciting, exciting lecture about this incorporeal world and corporeal world. Whose center is human being. So, many people doesn't understand clearly about the meaning of the reality of the spirit world. By the way, the incorporeal world means spirit world, and the corporeal world is the physical world. So, yeah, even religious leaders, religions have studied about what is the nature of the spirit world, and how does it relate to the physical world. And sometimes that is why the scientists even criticize religions because of this, because religious people cannot clearly explain to them what is the nature of the spirit world. Now we are going to study here how the spirit world uh, being created, and how does our spirit also, our body, spirit, mind and body, or the spirit self and physical self grow within ourselves. So here, the universe was created after the pattern of human being, who is in the image of God's dual characteristics. We've studied already that God has dual characteristics, and everything was created in the image and symbols of God. So here, the universe was created after the pattern of human beings. So it means the mind corresponds to the incorporeal world or the spirit world, and the body from the body of humans also corresponds to the corporeal world. So the basis of this incorporeal world and corporeal world is because of the nature of human beings. Therefore, corresponding to the human mind and body, the universe consists of the incorporeal world and the corporeal world, both of which are real and substantial. The two worlds together form the cosmos. So ang tawag dyan sa dalawa, cosmos. When we shed our physical bodies, we enter the incorporeal world as spirits and live there for eternity. So when we die, when our physical body will decay, will die and then decay, the spirit body that we have, spirit self that we have, will go to the spirit worlds. And because God created uh, us with the spirits, and the spirits will go back to the spirit world. So that is how the incorporeal world and the corporeal world. But how are we going to um, uh, like prove that the incorporeal world exists, right? So there are phenomena that some people, it's true that they can see spirits, uh, and they can talk with the spirits. That's true actually. And in scientific explanations, yung mga nag-aaral ng spirits or mga ghosts, ang nakita sa science, they say that it is an energy, a different kind of energy. Then wherein nakaiba siya, so even other scientists believe, therefore, that the spirit world exists. Even though some of the scientists didn't yet exist, but in general, they do believe because of this external energy or forces that they observe in the physical world. So But what is the position of human beings in the cosmos? If God created the universe after the pattern of human beings, then what is the position of human beings in the cosmos? Okay, first here it is said that God created human beings to be the rulers of the universe. Wow. Why is it not God is the center? Or why is it that? Why is it not God the center or to be the rulers of the universe? It's supposed to be God, right? Yes or no? What do you think? Why is it that God said that He created the universe, He created the human beings in order to be the rulers of the universe? Why not He Himself to be the rulers of the universe? What do you think so? Any answer? Okay.
Secret daw yata para masaya.
So the reason why God created human beings, why not God to be the center of the rulers of the universe, and God and human beings should be the rulers of the universe, it's because God created human beings as His substantial form. So since God created human beings as His substantial form, He wants He wants human beings to dominate the universe. He wants human beings to rule the universe or dominate the universe. So if human beings will become the rulers of the universe or the center of the universe, then it's also the same that God would be the center. If God and human beings have if human beings have the relationship, give and take and harmony with God, then if God will become the center, then same, if human beings will become the center, same, God would also become the center. Do you understand? Yes or no? Yes or yes?
Aju.
Aju. So since this, because the universe, hindi siya wala siyang internal sensitivity. The universe doesn't have internal sensitivity to connect with God. So ang nangyayari, ginawa niya yung human beings pag na may sensitivity to connect with the universe, and then binigyan ng responsibility yung tao na mag-dominate sa universe. So that is why ang responsibility ng tao is to rule the universe. So if the human beings maging ruler siya, ganun din si God. Magiging ruler din si God. So dahil dyan, magkakaroon ng connection yung universe at saka si God through human beings. Then second, human beings as the mediator and center of harmony of the cosmos. So bakit naging mediator and center of harmony of the cosmos? Kasi according to the principle, unification principle, once the spirit body and the physical body of a human beings united, that's the time na mag-unite din yung spirit world tsaka physical world and connect to human beings. So, ibig sabihin, the harmony of the spirit world and physical world, nakadepende siya sa tao. So, kung hindi mag-unite yung spirit body tsaka physical body ng human beings, hindi rin mag-unite yung, hindi rin magkakaroon ng harmony yung cosmos. So, always, that's when ang nangyayari is naging mediator siya, naging center of harmony yung tao. It's because always the spirit world and physical world depends, their harmony between the two of them depends if and only if the spirit body and the physical body of a human beings also are in harmony. And that time, they can connect to God. And then number 3, encapsulation in a substantial form of the essence of everything in the cosmos. So it says here that human beings is the microcosm. Why? Because since God created human beings with spirit and body, all the elements na makikita mo sa spirit world, makikita mo rin siya sa spirit body ng tao. And all the elements also na makikita mo sa corporeal world as physical world, makikita mo siya sa physical body ng tao. So
I
parang
have been excused. Hindi nag-move yung screen. Sorry.
Yes, sir. We are still in the encapsulation.
Then, ang nasa screen pa rin is yung section 6 in corporeal world. Wala yung ruler at saka ano.
Ba, sir? Nag-move na sa akin eh.
Dito hindi pa rin select. I-try mo nga ulit na i-move.
Oh, okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Hindi pa rin nag-move dito. Ulitin mo na lang. Share.
Yan, sir.
Ayan, yan. Diyan na.
Ako yung hindi na-move. Sa akin hindi na-move.
Ayan, nag-move dito. Sa
Okay na, sir?
screen. Oo, nag-move na. Okay na.
So I'm explaining the... Okay.
Kaya hindi nila nasundan kasi nagsabi ka ng ruler and nasa human being and the cosmos pa rin yung nasa screen.
And then, anyway.
Okay, sorry for the interruption. Continue.
Yes. So I've been explaining so many things already, but anyway, yes, God created human beings to be the rulers of the universe, and as the mediator and the center of harmony of the cosmos. And the third one is the encapsulation in the substantial form of the essence of everything in the cosmos. So as what I have said earlier, that human beings is a microcosm is because all the elements that you can find in the physical, in the earthly, on earth, the physical world, you can find that one in our physical body. And all the elements that we can find in the spirit world, also we can find in the spirit body of human being. So parang ang maliit na maliit na universe ang tawag din ba sa human beings. Scientifically, yeah, as what I have said na ang elements ng tao makikita siya sa iba't ibang hayop, sa iba't ibang halaman within our body, actually, scientifically. So yes, that is the position of human beings in the cosmos. We are the ruler of the universe. We are the center of harmony, and we are the substantial encapsulation. Now, if we understand already that we have this spirit world and physical world, but what is the relationship between ourself here, the physical self, and the spirit self? The physical self consists of the dual characteristics of physical mind and physical body. So yung human beings, meron tayong physical self tsaka spirit self. Ang physical self, meron siyang physical mind tsaka physical body. Wherein nag-receive tayo, ang physical mind yung naging subject sa physical body. Then siya yung nagiging subject, and then nag-uutos sa physical body that the body needs to have an air, water, food, like that, in order to sustain its existence. While the spirit, nagko-consist siya ng spirit self, meron din siyang spirit mind at spirit body. Then, sa spirit mind ng spirit self, diyan nagdidwell si God. And yung spirit mind, siya yung subject sa spirit body, wherein he will directly govern the spirit body, whatever the spirit mind uh, is uh, is doing. So yun, both the physical self and the physical self, pagbibigay siya ng vitality elements sa spirit self. Ngayon, but depende siya. Ang physical self, nakadepende siya kung good or bad vitality elements. If ever na gumagawa ng mabuti or mabuti or masama yung tao, pag gumagawa ng mabuti, nagkaroon na nakaka-receive ang spirit self ng good vitality elements. Ngayon, pag gumagawa ng masama yung physical self natin, nakaka-receive ng bad vitality elements yung spirit self natin. So nakadepende siya sa physical self kung ano ang ginagawa. Ngayon naman, yun yung kaya yung pag gumagawa tayo ng masama, hindi na at is yung self natin. Hindi tayo mapakali. Pag gumagawa tayo ng masama sa kapwa natin, hindi tayo mapakali. It's because yung spirit self natin nakapag-distinguish siya na what elements that I'm receiving, vitality elements that I'm receiving is bad siya. Ngayon, pag gumagawa naman ng mabuti, yung spirit self nakadistinguish siya na mabuti yung spirit self. It's because nagkakaroon siya ng gaan sa pakiramdam sa sarili natin. So the physical self and spirit self have this great connection. The spirit can grow and reach perfection only while it abides in the body. So, pagkakaroon ng there is a growth when the spirit the spirit can grow and reach perfection only when it abides in the body. So, mape-perfect lang yung spirit only if kung andito siya sa spirit world. Kung mamatay ka, for example, or mamatay tayo, but we did not reach perfection, ang mangyayari is you will still have to undergo growth, stages of growth in the spirit world. So kung mamatay ka hanggang formation stage lang, kung ang spirit mo hanggang formation stage lang, tapos namatay ka, in the spirit world, formation ka pa rin. You still have to undergo growth and perfection. But it's really hard. Magkakaroon ka pa rin ng perfection doon sa spirit world, but it's really hard because ang mangyayari is you will go back to the physical world. So magko-cooperate ka sa mga sa mga ancestors, sa mga descendants, and then kung gumagawa sila ng mabuti, mahirap nga siya kasi may na nga sila, may spirit na nga sila doon na tinetaker nila, tapos nagko-cooperate ka pa. So it's hard for you to reach perfection in the spirit world. So it's really important, very, very important, na dito pa lang sa earth, magkakaroon ka ng perfection. So the spirit becomes good only through the redemption of sins granted during earthly life. So yung mga sins mo, mawawala lang siya only if kung nasa spiritual world ka lang, nasa earthly world ka pa lang. So as much as possible, all your sins kailangan mawala dito pa lang sa spirit world. Sa physical world. Para pagdating sa spirit world, wala na masyadong problema. Yung transition when you die is very smooth. So it is not God who decides whether a person's spirit enters hell or heaven upon his death. It is decided by the Spirit himself. So why it says there that yung spirit natin yun yung magde-decide? Because if mamatay ka kasi tapos yung spirit mo is unstable, tapos pag pumunta ka, even if God will let you enter heaven, for example, even if God will let you enter heaven, pag pumunta ka sa heaven, hindi nagiging hindi mapakali yung ano mo doon, yung spirit mo doon. So ang mangyayari kasi in heaven full of love, but ikaw you have this bad desires na sa sarili mo. Well, you are here on earth, and then pagdating doon, mamana mo pa rin yung sa sa spirit world. So ang mangyayari is hindi ka mapakali doon sa heaven kasi kakaiba ka nga spirit eh. Hindi ka pa naka-reach ng perfection. So all you have to do is andun din yung spirit mind mo. So you will go down. You will go down from the bottom of the level of the the spirit. So punta ka sa hell kasi doon ka parang hindi siya komportable but parang masabi mo sarili mo na you belong there because I did many bad things in the while on earth. So ibig sabihin tama yung it is right, it says here na ang magde-decide kung saan ka pupunta is your spirit himself, sarili mo mismo. So in conclusion, we are talking about this spirit world and physical world, spirit body and physical self, spirit body and physical body. It's because it's really important na ano yung preparation natin before we go to the spirit world. It's really important kung anong foundation, especially us brothers and sisters na we are preparing for matching and blessing candidate. And according to Father, actually, sabi niya, pag mamatay ka daw, tapos hindi ka na-bless, even if sa labas, pag mamatay sila, the family, husband and wife, pag mamatay sila, tapos they're not blessed, pagdating sa spirit world, hindi sila husband and wife. Hindi sila magkakilala actually. But according to Father, when you die, then you are blessed. Pagdating sa spirit world, you are still husband and wife. So it's really important that while being here on earth, our preparation, our deeds, anong mga ginagawa natin para ma-reach natin yung perfection while being here on earth. Ano yung mga condition na ginagawa natin, especially us that we knew the true parents, and then if we do nothing, it's really hard. Huwag na natin dagdagan yung problema ng mga mga ancestors sa spirit world. So we should become successful here while being here on earth. Para pagdating sa spirit world, God would welcome us. Thank you. And God would say, welcome my child. You are welcome here in spirit world in heaven. Adieu.
Maju.
Aju.
Adieu. So that will be all. Thank you very much.